So, I made a video yesterday in which I mentioned that I've been getting a lot of videos from channels that are based in Indonesia. I was trying to figure out how that's happening because, one, I didn't search for Indonesia. And then the videos are not in topics that I search either. So one of the videos, I'm going to actually put the names of the videos or the names of the channels should be popping up right about now. I'm not going to butcher their names. I know I can't pronounce them correctly. But at the end of one of the videos is the word survival, which makes sense because the video actually is the video is for a woman who goes out in what looks to me like a remote area, and she hikes out there with a backpack and she pitches a tent and she goes fishing with her hands. As a matter of fact, the very first video that I watched of hers, she's wading through water because in this particular video, I think toward the end of the title, it says something about after a flood. So the video opens with her kind of walking through water, and the water is about almost up to her neck. So the main thing you see is her face. She's basically wading through the water, and then at one point, she's talking to the video in her language. She's talking to the camera, and all of a sudden, she sounds kind of excited to be in the water. And then out of the blue, she starts sort of screaming. And I had to actually ask, because you know how on YouTube, they've added the ability to ask a question. So I was like, what was she screaming about? Because she was screaming in her own language. And the YouTube AI told me that, well, at this point in the video, she saw a snake. And that there's another point toward the end of the video where she sees another snake, and she's, as the algorithm said, she's quite afraid. Yeah, algorithms are kind of funny sometimes. And so, but still, that doesn't really answer the question of why I started getting these videos. Like, why does her channel show up in my feed? And so I'm trying to figure out how to make my videos show up in people's feeds. So I started doing a little bit of research. I mean, I'm not going to make it seem as if I've done a ton of research. But I did ask Gemini. Essentially, I'm getting a lot of videos from Indonesia, but I didn't search for Indonesia. So why is that happening? And Gemini pumped out a bunch of interesting information. Like, one thing that it said was that Indonesia is the third largest YouTube market, or the third largest market for YouTube. And I think it said that blew up in 2024. So it became the third largest market in 2025, which is interesting. And it suggested that a lot of these videos are actually being consumed by people in Indonesia, which then raises a lot of other questions. Because, again, I'm getting a lot of videos from channels in Indonesia. So there's this one channel that has these women who are always in rice fields. I don't know if it's a family, but they have like a resemblance that sort of reminds you of the kind of resemblance that you see in families. But they're basically just like the first video I mentioned. They're wading in the water. It doesn't even really look like it has anything to do with rice. I'm not really sure what they're doing in the water half the time because I can't understand what they're saying. And although I think this is about 2 years away, YouTube hasn't created the ability to translate in real time, like in their language. I know that the technology is there, but they haven't created the ability to translate what a person is saying into your language in their voice in real time. In this case, it wouldn't even really be in real time. It would be, they just do it after the recording is uploaded. But anyway, that's not possible yet, or at least they don't have that feature yet. So again, I thought about it, and at one point I remember one of the other things that Gemini said, which is, because I asked it about adding keywords. I saw a video that someone posted, because you see all of these videos on YouTube. It either says something to the effect of stop doing this or always do that. And then in this video, actually, I think the title or the headline was something to the effect of, why do your videos stop? Why do your views stop after $8? So, I mean, that's the kind of thing, like, I wonder that. I bet a lot of people wonder that. Why do my views stop after $48? And so one of the things that she said was, you need to make sure to have keywords in your settings. And it turns out that I do have keywords in my settings, although I kind of played around with it. And again, I asked Gemini and Copilot about that. And they both said kind of the same thing, which is that doesn't really matter so much anymore. They both said that the reason why it doesn't matter is because the YouTube algorithm is looking at more things, because what it's actually trying to figure out is what about your video is going to, one, attract people, and then two, keep the who will click your video to watch it, and then continue watching it once they click it, once they start. What they started doing is they've started taking into account your thumbnail. I started to wonder why some of the channels that I watch on a regular basis, which in my case, I watch a lot of political channels, why a video would pop up with a different thumbnail, and it turns out that I've already watched that video because the original thumbnail was something else. And I guess what they're trying to do is they're trying to, keep the views going and maybe attract more people by trying to manage the algorithms. And that's actually the reason why, you notice, um, for the video that I posted yesterday, uh, it's a beautiful day in New York, which it was yesterday and it is today. I used ideogram to create a thumbnail as opposed to just letting Riverside create the thumbnail or Substack create the thumbnail, because actually both applications create thumbnails for the videos. And essentially what they do is they use moments in the video to create the thumbnail. So going back to the question of, okay, why did I start seeing all of these videos from channels in Indonesia? Was it the keywords? And it turns out that you can figure out what keywords are in the settings for a channel. All you have to do is go to the description on the channel. Like there's a section where you click description. When the description pops up, right click on the mouse, scroll down to view page source, and then another tab will come up. And then if you hit Control F and then type in keywords, it'll take you right to the keywords for that channel. So it's actually really easy to do that. And the thing about it is a good thing that it's easy, because once I did that, it turns out that the keywords for most channels are exactly what you would think. Like for Itchy Boots, the keywords for her channels are motorcycle, travel. For the channel that I just mentioned, that's the woman is doing survival stuff in Indonesia, somewhere in Indonesia. Her keywords are in her language, which also makes sense. And then like I checked out a bunch of other channels. Like I said, a lot of the channels that I watch are political channels, and they have keywords like politics, political news, and so on. That makes sense. So it's not the keywords. It's not like uh, they had anything in there. Because again, I really wasn't searching for the things that are in these videos.
Next to arrive on track 3 is the 647 now train to Greystone.
That is sort of interesting for those of you who live in the New York area. There is actually a train that stops at Greystone. Then it goes back to Grand Central. um, so that's an aside. I was on a train one night, and this was late on Saturday night. In fact, it was really Sunday morning, and they announced that like a bunch of people were just like, "What? Where the hell is Greystone? Where are we?" And it's really funny to hear in New York accents. They were all confused. And it turns out an Indian guy who lives in this area wound up explaining it to him. Well, like I said, that's an aside. So going back to that initial video that I mentioned about the lady in Indonesia who makes videos of herself going out to what looks to me like a remote area and backpacking and pitching a tent and fishing for crabs and shrimp and fish. It occurred to me because I actually tried to read the comments. And I think that might be the reason why, even though every video, every thumbnail has this feature, trying to read the comments might be the reason why I noticed, or why it occurred to me, that all the thumbnails essentially have a view of her from behind, either bending over to pick something up, pitching a tent, trying to catch a fish. And throughout the video, actually, she has a lot of close-ups where the camera is literally like in her lap or right under her leg. So what she's doing is very intentional. The consistency of the thumbnails and my trying to read the comments made me realize that the reason why YouTube gave it a shot to see whether or not I would click the video and watch all the way through was because of thumbnail. That is a smart algorithm. Good, how's it going? If you put a thumbnail with that description, a woman doing almost anything with the views from behind, the chances are close to as I was saying, or trying to say. If you put a video the chances are pretty good that I will click a video with that description. That's the reason why they started showing me these videos, because I click videos with thumbnails like that all the time. So they figured, why not this? And turns out they were right.